Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday again. It is Monday, August the 10th, and we're here to look at the new releases published this week. And on Mondays, we look at cozy mysteries. I hope you had a good weekend. Mine was not bad. Nothing really standing out. Mary says, good morning, PK and everyone. Good morning. Happy Monday. Hard to believe it's the 10th of August. Yikes. Absolutely. It's practically September, which means it's almost Christmas. It's just bizarre. Another warm, sunny day here in Virginia, up to 94 and humid. Yuck, which is the spoiler for sure. Lots to do today. We are going to be in the 90s, and it's been smoky. So I am anticipating it to be the same today. So, bleh. Summer. I'm ready for fall. Alright, so quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Monday night. Our next sprints are tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We do Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays. Let's jump into cozies. Couple big names. Biggish. Snow Job by Cindy Davis, 6th in the Moosehead Lake, Maine Cozy Mysteries. While Avery Winston's away with clients enjoying a romantic anniversary weekend, trouble comes to Owl's Nest. Dozens of people have received anonymous letters accusing them of heinous and embarrassing behavior. Included is the well-respected Sergeant Tucker Bolu, who is placed on suspension until this is straightened out. Avery, Harper, and Mia will not sit back and see their friends fighting like proverbial cats and dogs. Will not see Tucker's reputation ruined by rumor and innuendo. But without warning, Avery's beloved townspeople turn on her. Why haven't you gotten a letter? How can you do such a thing? The accusations are short-lived because people find another target, the stranger in town. Pierce Flanagan has ties here. He must be the perpetrator. Even though her ex is in prison, Preston continues to affect Avery's life when his wife arrives with demands. Hopefully these distractions won't overshadow her finally moving forward relationship with Mac. Voices from the past can oust even the most deeply buried secrets. Can Avery exhume them before more damage is done? So how do people know people have gotten them unless they're like published? I don't get it. Did I miss something? It's Monday morning. It's possible. Oh, I need to cancel this pre-order. Mary says, me too. Fall's my favorite time of year. Absolutely. So I have already read this one because I got it as an advanced reading copy. It is good. The series is good too. This author is good. Death at a Scottish Halloween by Lucy Connolly, 5th in the Scottish Isle Mysteries. It's the week of Halloween, or as they say in Scotland, All Hallows Eve, and the town of Sea Isle is full of spooky celebrations. Dr. Amelia McRoy loves being part of her new community and is eager to help out in any way she can. But the festivities are interrupted when she and her assistant Abigail find a dead body in a haunted house. A real one. They're too late to save the victim, but they'll do whatever it takes to find his killer. Just one problem, there are too many suspects. Constable Ewan would prefer the good doctor and her friends stay out of the investigations, but that isn't how Dr. M rolls. As she and her gang investigate, plus she's the coroner, they realize the killer is searching for something and has no problem murdering anyone who gets in the way of finding it. Dr. M must stay one step ahead if she's to survive this Halloween season alive. Either that, or she might just end up the next victim. Jennifer Ashley has a new one. In her Below Stairs series, Murder in Blackfriars. This is set in Victorian London. Cat Calloway's Beau, Daniel McAdam, doesn't say what book it is in the series, because it is a series. has always had a past shrouded in mystery. He knows nothing about his origins, only that he was rescued from the streets many years ago. But when someone claiming to know where Daniel came from turns up dead moments before meeting with him, Daniel goes on the hunt for the killer. It soon becomes clear that to see justice served, Daniel will have to figure out who he truly is. When he asks Kat for her assistance, she readily complies, knowing she'll do whatever she must to protect the man she's come to love. The quest takes Kat and Daniel deep into the East End, where they face dangerous foes from Daniel's rugged past who will stop at nothing to keep Kat and Daniel from uncovering their secrets. As Kat begins to learn things about Daniel's history, she fears that the darkest secret, his true name and lineage, will tear apart the tender bonds they've begun to form. Before the Tides Turn by Veronica Mixon. First, in the Driftwood Harbor Bookshop Mysteries. Ellie Rose Callahan never expected to start over at 52. After her husband disappears without warning, taking their savings and leaving behind more questions than answers, Ellie returns to her hometown of Driftwood Harbor to reopen her grandfather's beloved bookstore and rebuild her life. Before she was a wife and mother, Ellie was a forensic accountant. She spent years following money, uncovering secrets, and finding answers people hoped would stay hidden. But now she hopes for quiet days surrounded by books, familiar faces, and the comfort of home. So you know how to find the money your husband stole. Honey. Instead, she finds a missing teenager, a murdered teacher, and one very opinionated spirit who seems to have a reason for staying and no particular interest in explaining it. When local teen Alicia Dalton vanishes, Ellie joins the search, but when Alicia becomes the prime suspect in a shocking murder, Ellie is convinced that there's more to the story than anyone realizes. Determined to uncover the truth, she begins digging into secrets that some people would prefer remain buried. With the help of Detective Landon Parker, her lifelong friend Carolyn, and Augustus Waverly, her grandfather's best friend, whose death apparently did nothing to diminish his opinions, Ellie follows a trail of hidden relationships, stolen money, and long-kept secrets. In Driftwood Harbor, secrets are a lot like driftwood. No matter how hard people try to get rid of them, they eventually wash back ashore. Could we not just have a straightforward mystery without ghosts? End of that row. Get off my lawn. Bleh. Mary says, like the cover of the Ashley book. Yes, all her covers are very, very cool. Beautiful dresses. If you're hearing that, Keo is moving. Glimmers in the Graveyard by H.C. Cardona. 12th in the Cherry Blossom Bay Mystery Series. Piper thought some ghosts were meant to stay buried. After solving some of Cherry Blossom Bay's more twisted mysteries, Piper finally feels like she's found her place, her home, her purpose, and maybe even the person she never expected to fall for. But when a familiar nightmare resurfaces, everything changes. Years ago, the badge hunter destroyed Kenji Kitsune's life, taking the people closest to him and leaving behind scars he's never been able to outrun. The case went cold. The killer disappeared. Everyone believed the nightmare was over, until a mysterious gift arrives with 2 chilling words: "I'm back." Now the killer isn't just targeting the past, he's targeting Piper, and every clue they uncover reveals a disturbing truth. The badge hunter may have been watching Kenji all along, waiting for the perfect moment to strike again. As Piper digs deeper into the trail of secrets, lies, and old betrayals, she discovers this case isn't just about revenge. It's personal, and the closer she and Kenji get to the truth, the more dangerous their connection becomes. Because some secrets are buried for a reason, and some monsters never stay in one grave. It says, for fans of Gilmore Girls, Castle, and cozy mysteries with a dash of romantic suspense. At least there wasn't a ghost, as far as we could tell. Or talking animals. Murder at Morgan's Cove by Andrea Kress, 17th in the Massachusetts Cozy Mysteries. Not every quarrel over a few trees ends in murder, but this one did. When Amanda Brendan and their family arrive at their vacation home overlooking Morgan's Cove in Maine, they find their new neighbors have illegally cut down trees to improve their view, a clear violation of neighborhood covenant. Tensions are already simmering when the neighbors are invited to a cocktail party at the Burnsides. Among the guests is a blind woman who years earlier worked with troubled juveniles, rehabilitating them and placing them with families. By the next morning, she is found dead. 3 young people at the gathering could each be one of her former charges. The puzzle: which one, and why would they kill her? And why only one? That's my question. Maybe it's all 3. Hydrangeas, Heartache, and Homicide by Hope Quinn. A beloved flower festival, a charming small town, a murder rooted in decades-old secrets. Summer has arrived in Willowberry, and the annual Hydrangea Festival should be a celebration of blooms, neighbors, and friendly competition. Instead, it ends in tragedy when businessman Victor Ashby is found dead under suspicious circumstances. While Chief Ben Morgan searches for a killer, cafe owner Stella Ray can't ignore the questions no one else seems to be willing to ask. Victor's death uncovers a web of forgotten records, broken promises, and family loyalties buried for decades. The suspect list is as tangled as the town's history. A long-time rival with a score to settle, a businessman whose future depends on secrets staying hidden, a trusted friend desperate to protect someone they love, and others whose connections to Victor run far deeper than anyone realizes. With Rex, her loyal American bulldog, uncovering clues no one else notices, and Stella questioning everything she thought she knew, the truth becomes impossible to ignore. Because someone in Willowberry has already killed once to keep the past buried, and if Stella uncovers the truth, she could be next. Oh, that's what happened. Let's make sure we are in our, yep. Oops. Murder to the Elf Degree by Nikki Haverstock. Brooke has finally decided to tell Aiden her true feelings, but 2 visitors from back east have her thinking about if that is the right decision. She planned to spend some time apart to decide, but instead Brooke and Aiden get an interesting request: discover who is trying to kill a local elf. Gideon has had 2 attempts on his life, and his pregnant wife, Bubbles, is urging him to ask for help, but after meeting with Aiden and Brooke, Gideon is shot in the middle of the night with plenty of suspects because of his illicit lifestyle. There's a terrible sentence. With a fatherless baby on the way, Brooke decides to set aside her qualms and help Aiden find the killer. End of that row. A Fair Death by Jen Jones. 4th in the Garlic Farm Mysteries. It's August, and the West Slocum Farmers Market is in a battle for its survival as part of a competition among 3 local markets taking place at an agricultural fair. When the manager of one of the other markets is killed and the West Slocum market's manager is implicated in the murder, Mabel reluctantly agrees to take over the market temporarily while her arch nemesis, Detective Frank O'Connor, is doing his best to arrest the wrong person. Mabel juggles her market duties with looking for a better suspect, but it is hampered by her antisocial personality and the competition judge's threat to disqualify her market if she spends more than brief periods of time outside their tent. Mabel still manages to find several potential suspects, including the victim's boyfriend, the third market's manager, who's desperate to prove himself to a disappointedly hovering mother, and a victim of identity theft purportedly committed by the dead woman. In the end, though, Mabel may have to choose between saving the market that's critical to the future of her own farm and saving the market's manager from a life in prison. And whatever she decides, she may experience a fair death. Title card. Ashes Beneath the Tree by Kate Martin. 16th in the Viking Witch Mysteries. Ingrid Torfudalr moved to the north shore of Lake Superior, intending to live with her grandmother while pursuing a career as a book illustrator. Instead, she discovered her true calling as a volva, a Viking witch, serving a village founded in the Viking Age by Norse settlers escaping some terrible enemy whose identity was lost to time. Now she lives in the hidden town of Vilmark, protected by magic from the perceptions of anyone in the larger world. But more lands lie beyond Vilmark, lands that extend through places where time moves at different speeds, lands filled with trolls, giants, and witches lurking in magical towers, lands, in short, where the older magics still thrive. Such places exist outside of Ingrid's domain as Volva under normal circumstances, but when Ingrid's ward Asia, gets tangled up with a young man with a dark history, one who lures her out into those wilder lands, what happens next is far from normal circumstances. Someone wants that young man dead, someone immensely powerful, but not as powerful as those who ride during these the darkest nights of the year, the ones that no human can control. Just to see them is to see your own doom. If your foe wields the old magics, sometimes calling on the oldest magic of all is your only hope. Holy moly. Barnes and Buried Secrets by S.C. Merritt, 8th in A Sweetwater Springs Southern Mystery. Glory Harper, soon to be Walker, has a lot of irons in the fire, including working at her daughter Macy's bakery, planning a wedding, and oh yeah, trying to figure out whose bones she just dug up in Mama's woods during her mystery scavenging hunt engagement party. They are definitely not the fake plastic ones Mama buried for the winning team to find. Her handsome and ever-patient fiancé, Hunt Walker, the town's chief detective, knows that there's no way Glory will back down from this case since it literally happened in her backyard. Whose bones are they? Why did someone tamper with the scavenger hunt clues to make sure that Glory would be the one to find them? When a local realtor is killed during a break-in at Glory and Hunt's potential new dream home, another case adds more stress. Someone is looking for something very important. Join Glory, Macy, and Mama as they do their civic duty by helping Hunt and his team dig up the dirt on who's behind these two mysteries in Barnes and Buried Secrets. Book 8, blah, blah, blah. Murder at the Agency by Kylie Forsyth. Who knew the marketing world could be so dangerous? Just when it seems like everything in 28-year-old Cassidy Blaine's life is falling apart, a thrilling coffee shop encounter leads to the opportunity of a lifetime. Landing her dream job as creative director with an elite advertising firm in a nearby lakeside town fills her with renewed purpose. She's no longer going to allow herself to settle and resolves to rebuild her life on her own terms. But from the moment she steps foot out of the elevator, she senses things may not be as they seem at Turner & Nash Advertising. Despite her wariness, Cassie puts all her energy into landing her first big account. Arriving early on the day of the presentation, she's shocked to find one of the owners dead and herself a suspect. She embarks on a desperate search for answers, unknowingly putting her and the people she cares about in danger. As she pieces things together with some help from her spunky new roommate, twin childhood best friends, an uptight detective, and a gorgeous up-and-coming rock star, warnings and threats escalate. It's clear the killer will stop at nothing to keep her quiet. Cassie must risk everything to unravel the murder before someone takes her off the market for good. End of that row. Let's do one more. The Mugwort Tea Murders by Christy Tate. 2nd in the Apothecary Shop Mysteries. Welcome back to Blue Heron Bay, where the tea is steeped in tradition and the secrets are buried deep in the soil. Amelia Bellamy's grand reopening of the apothecary shop goes sideways when renowned artist Victoria Brewer plunges to her death inside the historic Davenport mansion. Her final word? Mug. As in mugwort, the herbal tea Amelia brewed to chase away Victoria's prophetic nightmares. Now Amelia's reputation is on the line, the predatory Dr. Steele is circling her shop, and the whole town is talking. To clear her name, she'll have to untangle a 40-year-old disappearance, decode a mural that's less artwork and more treasure map, and break into at least one cliffside estate. Good thing she has her sister Cora, the meddling Silver Sisters, and one tall, dark, and dangerously charming history professor in her corner. The killer wants the past buried. Amelia wants answers. In this town, some recipes are to die for. And the bell is about to ring, so we will, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. We will pause there. Everybody remember we're on the cute dog. The cute doggo. All right. We'll be back on Wednesday to look at the darker side, the thrillers and crime fiction. At first breeze through, there are not very many. There are not very many. Hopefully my site finds more. Or if there are that few, we'll keep looking at the cozy mysteries and see how it goes for Friday. So this might be an anti-publishing kind of week. We will see. Thank you so much for watching, either now or later. Appreciate it. This is just the content that I was looking for, and nobody was doing it, so I hope this is something that people are interested in. I just want to know what's published out there. I don't really care what people think about what they read as much, because our reading experiences are all different. So Mary says, hope you have a great day, PK. Stay indoors. That smoke is not good for you, as you well know. Take care and stay cool. Well, back at you, baby. You got heat and humidity, which is all equally blech. Any plans for the week? Is this a Friends of the Library week? I can't remember. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. Our next sprints are tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Goes for 2 hours. Every Tuesday and Thursday evening, and then Saturday afternoon starts at 3 p.m. Eastern and goes for 5 hours. Appreciate you guys. Be safe. Be cool. Read books you want to read. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.